Hi-de-hooo, claydoughs. I'm Remnite, your colorful delight, and today we're going to be working on. Oh wait, not game. It's supposed to be art. My bad. We're going to be working on the rest of my older brother Ceriously's Lucca OC in the Viper class outfit for Final Fantasy XIV. Um, I don't know if this is going to be the video where it gets done. I'm hoping so that I can move on to the next couple gifts that I have in line for him as well. Though I imagine some of that's probably going to take some time since I've also added a couple other things to my roster that I have to, I guess, like focus on and put an effort into a little bit. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today for today's stream. Um, I am feeling a little bit better, not like great, but like a little more sociable, I guess. So hopefully that will be communicated well through today's stream. Last one was more of a trying to state the commitments, but still probably not in the best headspace still, but a better headspace than I was before. Anyway, let's have a look at the art gift itself just to see what we've got left to do. So I already worked on a little bit of the background. It's not like finished, it needs its own bit of shading and lighting and other kind of stuff to go on with it. I did use a brick like wall brush inside of Medibang Paint Pro in order to do that. Let me get some music because I just realized I have no music playing. Hold a moment. Sorry. Just get that going. But I got that going a little bit. I'm imagining that like the Lucca OC in the not vampire Viper class outfit is in like a dungeon of sorts, and that's why I wanted it to look a little bit dark, but maybe like they're stumbling upon the, I guess, like last area to like be at so that they can, like leave the, environment, the whole thing. So that's what I was thinking of. Okay. Oh, hold a second. This thing does not like to just play. Okay, now we have some music. Now it's not so quiet. But I imagine that, he is in that kind of area. And when I say they, I'm talking about, I was going to add like a viper to go behind him. You can't really see it with the current background going on, and it needs its own shading and line work to be done. I don't know, again, if it'll be completed in the stream. I had planned to work on it last week, but as you all know, my grandfather died, and that kind of, I just wasn't ready to do a whole lot of things at that time. But I'm kind of picking myself up, and I'm doing stuff that I love to kind of keep my mind busy and focus on the stuff that I can like deal with and control. And for me, that's artwork, recording videos, editing videos, things like that. So we're gonna just click off of him for just a second so we can and the weapons, sorry. And the weapons. Where do I have all of you? It's like one thing. What's going on? I bet it's somewhere else that I can't see. Well, anyway, we'll just do a quick click. So we have to do this Viper, and we still need to do the shading and lighting for the Lucca OC itself. I don't imagine that the Viper is going to take me nearly as much time, and if you weren't present for the last couple art streams where I discussed like what the Viper was going to be like, it's not going to be a realistic Viper, nor is it going to be a Viper a part of the Final Fantasy XIV MMORPG like universe. It's just going to be like I guess a conceptualized one that I think will look nice with this image and is meant to it's meant to be like a little bit of a representation of the pose he's doing to an extent. but not fully. Instead of making the weapon in its unified form, which we are a little bit used to seeing if we've observed some of the new Viper class, you know, I guess warrior type of outfit stuff going on. Not outfit stuff. Well, I don't know. Well, wielding, however the wielding goes. It's not like that, but it is a lot more like, I guess, in that separated form, maybe the lead up to it becoming unified, because we know that it'll unify itself at the end of the hilts for both of those weapons when a person is playing them. I probably could have drawn it as the unified form. It might have looked interesting that way, but I feel like when it's separated, it really gives me the idea that, you know, this is what it's trying to represent for its, you know, outfit class type, that those are the fangs of the character that they're using in the fight. And I want to make sure that that is, you know, very apparent. Like, you're looking at it and you feel like, you know, you don't want to be at the edge of that sword, pretty much. That could be me overthinking it a bit, but I think it will turn out nice once we've finished it a bit more. We rendered the swords quite a bit in a way that I feel satisfied with for the time being. I don't know if I'll go in and try to add a little more shine and sheen to it or not. I'm still trying to kind of mix in what's my art style to like the expectations, I guess you could imagine, that a client could have, or even a gift receiver could have. So that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out at the moment. I'm using a mixture of like airbrushes, pen brushes, especially the school pen brush, which is like my favorite brush because I like how it can make things look a little more like grainy. I just like how that texture looks in a, you know, piece that I work on. And I might try to implement some of the colored pencil and crayon style brushes that I have over here, if you can see them. If not, I don't know if my, yeah, I think you might be able to see it. But I'm hoping that that's what I'll be able to do anyway. But yeah, I'm just gonna try working on stuff for a little while and seeing how it goes. If I do happen to get it done by our usual end time of the stream, which would be like 3:30, then that will conclude this piece, and we'll probably go on to work on the next piece. I want to make sure that I get as many of his gifts done as possible, just because I do want the art that I make for him to not only get to him quickly so that he can use it for his own streaming, but I also want to be able to place these out as like examples of the skill and quality that I can do besides what I've already put out a little bit. I do a lot of cutesy stuff, but I also have to show different sides of, I guess, my skill. And I wouldn't say that Final Fantasy XIV is always a cutesy kind of game, but you know, you can implement it in little places, even if it's for a piece that's considered a little more serious. So, with all of that long-windedness of myself being said, I'm going to tick off of the Viper for just a second, and we are going to try to add in some shading. Let's see how I added a little shading on him. Okay, we're going to try to add in some lighting on him, and then we'll add more rendering as we go, just to see how it looks and how we feel about it. I'm probably going to add this, let's see, where is it? I have this thing that I like to do for all my pieces now, and I don't know if it'll show up. I tend to like to show it in a, like, clipping into the whole entirety of a piece I'm working on, but I have to make sure it's not going to mess up the rendering that I have in place already for everything else. So I'm just double checking to make sure nothing says pass through for its blending setting, because if you don't do that, it won't, like, if you try to like move it into another folder or like put something else over it, it's not going to render it at all in the way that you want it to. Okay, only the sketches pass through. All right, so we're gonna make one more folder. I'm actually trying to figure out what this is. It's something I can move. What did I put here? Oh no, I just added that here because I'm a dummy. Okay. So we're gonna have this folder, and then we're gonna add one more folder because I clearly enjoy adding a ton of folders when I work on stuff. If you didn't know that was a joke, that was a joke. But that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna put everything in here. We're gonna say Lucca OC Viper plus Viper. I think the background, I'll probably add the background too. Now hopefully the way I'm about to do it is not about to mess it up, but we won't know till I go to look at it. I might have to tweak some things. But I basically, lately I've been, for some of my art pieces, like if you haven't noticed, let me see if I can open one just to show. Let's see. Art. Where's an example? Okay, took me a minute. Okay, so here's an example for this character design concept that I did a couple of, I think, days ago. I've been really into trying to add a little more texture so things can kind of look a little more vintagey with what I'm trying to do. And I want it to be something that's applied regardless of whatever art style that I'm doing, just because it's become a bit of a signature in a way. And it's just something that I think adds a little more character, a little more like interesting visuals to a piece. So what you're seeing on them, I don't even know if it's extremely apparent. It might just be to me, but I'm going to probably duplicate the line work. I'm going to add a blur to it so that it has a little bit of motion going into it. And we're going to do like a color burn over that as well. And on top of that, I'm going to use the chalk pen. This chalk pen right here, if you can kind of see it. And we're going to make it like huge. And we're just going to add random, I guess, like dots of like different colors, and we're gonna have that at a different opacity going over the piece to give it that, like, you know, kind of vintage sort of look or vintage type of texturing. So that's what we're gonna be trying to do. I've definitely been trying to get a little bit more into making a signature style that I can consistently, I guess, be able to do every time that I'm working on something. I won't say it's super easy to even come up with a whole set of rules for yourself that you ensure that you're gonna, you know, stand by and do on a consistent basis, but it is good practice. It's something that I think everybody should consider and think about, you know, more in depth if they can, as much as they can. Because at least for me, it's made me observe, you know, what are habits that I do already and what are things that I want to improve upon in my own time. Do I want the background to go with it? I don't know. What do I have the background set to? I don't know why I have this set in there. That's a little bit weird. It's probably because I wanted to make sure I could see the background that I was doing still, so maybe it's like this. And we'll have the sketch. Well, we don't need the sketch anymore, actually, so we can just leave that at the bottom. And I don't really think we need our refs anymore, so at this point, I think it's fine where it's at, and we can just let it sit there. But yeah, I've just been trying to establish an art style a little bit better. We'll add that chalk texture towards the end though, because we still need to be able to see what we're doing right now. And it doesn't look like it changed anything too drastically. So that's good for us. But what I am going to do, let's see. Yeah, I do want that on. I was just deciding if I needed the light on or not for the piece while I'm adding all the shine to it. Now I don't know. I think to make my life easier, I'm gonna duplicate this. Gonna duplicate that. Clip. And what you're supposed to do with this so that the, I guess, blurriness is apparent. Make sure that's there. What you're supposed to do is you're gonna take what you've got going on already and just nudge it a little bit to the side. Just a tiny bit. You are supposed to kind of see like a difference in where you've placed it. Like I could move it like a whole ton and it'll be all over the place, but that's not exactly what we want. But I just want to move it a little bit. I'm going to back up and see how that looks. Now this one has add onto it to give it the color that it's doing, but I'm going to hit burn. Now we need to change it to a brighter color. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Hold a second. Oh, okay, that might be why. Well, it still moved everything. That's only changing the color of this right here, which is not really what I needed it to do. Double checking to make sure I don't have anything else like that. Okay, so I think I have to mess with, I have to tweak both of these colors, otherwise we're not going to be able to see it. So hit burn. Don't know. It's supposed to be brighter than that. Let me see if I can just cover it. Okay. I don't know why it's not working. So, trying to figure it out. I'm actually not sure. Probably selected the wrong one. I duplicated it, but maybe did I not? I'm trying to be sure if I did or not because now I'm paranoid if I did. No, I did. Okay, so maybe I need to change the blending of this instead. Just go backwards a bunch. We'll get it figured out. Okay. And just to see. Okay, it still been nudged. Sorry if I'm not getting this right. I'm still trying to figure it out. It's kind of weird. And I've only been trying this technique for a couple of days. For the last 2 art pieces I've been working on. I could have sworn that this is not how it's supposed to go. I guess what I'm just wanting to know, if I turn this off really quick. Yeah, it's still on it. I don't know. That's weird. I guess I'm just gonna have to experiment and hope for the best. Ah, okay, there we go. I needed to mess with the opacity more on the line work folder itself rather than the colors that I was tweaking. I goofed. I don't want them to be too low, otherwise we're not going to see the effect that I'm trying to do. Okay. And then what I'm supposed to do next is add a motion blur. Not that much, but just a tiny, wait, that's a Gaussian blur. Motion, 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 motion. Ah. I think it looks good at 3, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna do 6, and we'll see. I did that one, and I need to do this one too. Okay, and then we'll get the headpiece. And I'm just gonna check the eye. I think I only duplicated that part. Ah, yep. The eye is its own thing, so I'm gonna have to duplicate that line work too. And if you hear meowing in the background, at this point, you know it's my extremely vocal co-host, my little cat Gigi, who hates like any attention not being given to him as soon as I'm speaking into the microphone. Let's see, where is that line work? Okay. Just gonna copy that, deselect. I don't want to copy the entire color part 2. I just want to go over it again with the duplicated line work, which I probably should label as like the duplicated line work so I'm not confused. All right. Gonna hit paste. Wait, do I already have that set to burn? No. And then we're gonna hit motion blur again. But I gotta get that color too. Okay. Alright, so we got that look that I needed right there. Sorry. Okay. Alright, now we can work on what I wanted to get started with. I'm sorry. That took a little bit more time than I thought, so I guess I should have done it last time, but you can kind of see the slight blur, motion blur kind of effect happening to it. Just a little bit. But okay, let's start coloring some highlights. Okay, not on the duplicated part. Okay. I usually like starting with the hair, so that's what we're gonna do. Okay, for now I'm gonna set my not my mute, my mic to silent while I guess I work a little bit. give me just a moment so I can get that going and get the music a little bit higher for y'all as I work on this stuff. One sec, gotta restart the file. For some reason it's not showing up anymore when I'm trying to pin anything down. So I'll be right back.
So tired of hiding lost, of seeking peace far from home, obsessed with what and who stole my joy. My fears are dragging me down to the liver. So tired of hiding lost, of seeking peace far from home, obsessed with what and who stole my joy. My fears are dragging me down to the liver.
man. So we gonna kick a beat or what?
We're gonna kick the beat. We're gonna kick the
Yo,
ill
we'll
beat.
drop it.
We are gonna stop here for today. The last little bit that I want to be able to record is me working on the Viper that will be behind him. I kind of jumped around and I know I said I wasn't going to add texture and everything until like very much towards the end, but I was like, I kind of like what I'm going for. Right now it kind of feels like a bit of a paper character. So I like the texture that I'm doing at the moment. I still feel like I have to figure out what kind of shine to add to it, because it still looks kind of muted, and plus I feel like I have to stop because I am at the whim of my pet child who is demanding to be held as I am doing all of this, and I am not somebody that can try to hold him and draw at the same time. So we're just gonna stop here. When we go to work on the last and final stream for the Viper Lucca OC art gift for my older brother, Cerieously, for one of his art gifts. This is just like part one of many, but when we work on the final part for the Viper Lucca, we'll work on adding more shine to the clothes and to the body, just a little bit more to kind of like push it further. I already like how the swords look, so I'm not really going to tweak them any more than that. And we'll also add in the Viper, who will be fully colored, lined, and shaded for this. And we'll do a little bit of tweaking for the background for whatever feels necessary for it. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning into today's Gigi, really? Come on. Tuning into today's stream. I'm feeling a little bit, like I said, slightly better. Not great, but slightly better. He's like trying to eat my headphones. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep on working on streaming and making artwork and just doing that to keep myself occupied. You like being held and pet, huh? You like interrupting your parent here, huh? Yeah. Okay. Alright, so you guys don't have to listen to me zhuzh at my cat. Thank you guys again for all your condolences and definitely your encouragement and support. I'm gonna keep doing my best over here. With all that being said, we'll clay again very, very soon. And until next time, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, and a wonderful night. So thank you. Bye for now.